Hey guys, what's up? Hope you're having a great day. So no face cam in this video because I don't really want to block any part of my HUD, and this is just going to be a really short video. I'm just going to be giving you some tips to actually make your HUD better and just make you a better player in general. So first off, without wasting any further time, I'm just going to explain to you how I actually found my zoom in and fire button, and we're going to go over that first. So what I do is I lay my fingers down on my device just casually, just like normally, like I'd be holding it when I'm playing claw, and where I put my fingers is actually right here on this zoom in button, my ADS button, and then also right here on my shoot button. So that's where I lay my fingers down naturally, and you can see they're kind of just directly across from each other. That's just kind of where I put my fingers. Now on a phone, your shoot button might be up in the far right corner because you really don't have as much screen to work with, but that's fine. It's just wherever it feels natural to you is where you should be putting it. Now I know a lot of people actually do put the shoot button on the left hand side over here and then have the ADS button over on the right. When I started playing claw, it felt more natural to start shooting with my right hand, and just do whatever feels natural for you. It really does not matter that much, to be honest. I don't even know if it matters at all. It's just personal preference. It's just whatever feels nice to you, that's what you should be using. Now we're gonna move on to where I put my crouch and my jump button, and this actually does matter because I put my crouch and my jump button near my ADS button because a lot of the time when I'm zooming in, when I see an enemy, the first thing I ever do is zoom in. I don't want to jump and then start to zoom in. That's just, you're not gonna get the first shot off and you're gonna lose that gunfight. So I make sure to put my ADS button over near my jump and my crouch button. That way, as soon as I ADS, I'm able to really quick tap my crouch button. You never need to do the ADS and the jump button at the exact same time. So that's why I put my crouch and my jump button right next to it. Now moving on to what's near my shoot button, I actually have my reload and my grenade, because when you're reloading, you don't need to shoot. And when you're pulling out a grenade, you also don't need to shoot. And when I'm using my specialist, when it's being pulled out, I really don't need to shoot either. So I just think it's really important to have buttons near other buttons that you don't really need to use at the same exact time. Now moving on to my radar, as you can see, it's not in the top right hand corner, it's down here in the bottom left center. And the reason I move this is because I actually do play on an iPad Pro. It's a lot larger and I don't want to have to look up to the corner of my screen and just not be able to see the very center or the left hand side. So that's why I moved it down to the bottom center. That way if I can just glance down at it really quick, and when I'm doing that, I still have a kind of a general idea what's going on in the center of my screen. So moving it to a different location, it's really great. You couldn't do this in Critical Ops or really any other FPS shooter I played. I never played PUBG. I'm not sure if they have it in there, but try to switch your radar. It's going to take a while to actually get used to it, but in the long run, I'd say it's beneficial. And then I also did make my weapon pickup button, I don't know what you really call it, I made it a lot larger and I moved it up a bit. That way I can just really quick move my right thumb over, tap on it, and pick up the weapon. Now also for my switching weapons button, I have it on the top left hand corner. I just have really big hands, so I'm actually able to just really quickly move my finger up and tap it. You should really be moving it to wherever it feels most comfortable. For example, you could move it right underneath your shoot button right here. That way you could just flick your pointer finger down and tap it and switch weapons. Really, that's just personal preference and it's really not that important. Just wherever you think you'll be able to most easily switch weapons in the middle of a gunfight as fast as possible. Now moving on, this is just a little thing that I used to do. I don't do it anymore. I just have it down here. For example, this sprint button is normally up here in the top right hand corner, but I move it down, I make it very small, and I move it to the center. That way if you are a sniper, you'll always know where the center of your screen is and you'll be able to lock on to people before you actually zoom in. So it's really useful, especially if you're a sniper. I don't even use it though, so I'm just gonna move it back up here. Now for the final thing is your knife. So I see a lot of people move their knife, and let me turn the opacity up for this. I see them move it and I see them put it over their fire button like this, and I don't really like that because I think it's inconsistent when you do that. A lot of the time I end up knifing too early, or I end up knifing too late and just miss it and end up getting killed. So I think it's just not really a good idea because it's not that consistent. Maybe if you're good at it, then you should use it, but in just my personal opinion, I don't really like it. So that's pretty much it for my whole entire HUD. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you at least learned one or two things. I know this was short, but I'll see you guys next time.